Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Good evening to curling fans across Canada and around the world as we bring to you the 2024 Henderson Medal Fall Classic presented by Kioti Dealers of Ontario. Live from YNCU Curling Centre in beautiful Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada, we started with an incredible field of 28 teams from 8 Canadian provinces and 7 countries, vying for a purse of $106,000 and world ranking points as part of the World Curling Tour. We welcome viewers from around the world to our streaming broadcasts, and we hope you enjoy every single game that we are providing with you on YouTube via Curling Stadium. It's been an exciting event with many of the best teams in the world, as well as representation of teams trying to break through and establish themselves on the world stage. We're down to C qualifiers. 4 move on tonight and 4 go home. Sheet B is our feature sheet, and tonight's matchup includes Team Jacobs from Alberta and Team Epping from Northern Ontario, as this is draw 12. I'm Al Harnden. I'm joined by Juha Kantovaara. Juha, we've had a great bonspiel so far. We've got 4 teams through, and we're looking for 4 more teams to get through tonight.
That's right. And this game has started. It looks good. Jacobs has the hammer. There's 2 rocks in the forefoot, one just above the forefoot, and they're throwing another guard. Epping has been peeling for the last little while, trying to get a run back possibly as well, but definitely peeling. And so Brad seems to be in the driver's seat right now.
So 4 games on tonight. We have 4 teams through, 2 A qualifiers. Team Dunstone and Team Hosley are through, as well as this afternoon at 4 o'clock draw, Team McEwen from Saskatchewan and Team Keene from Ontario. So 4 more get through, and then there'll be 8 left.
So Team Jacobs threw up another guard, and looks like Team Epping is going to peel again here.
Kind of a messy start already for.
I would say so.
They're in trouble in the first end here, so they'll need some granite to be moving in that house. So Jake Horgan throwing a bullet down here in turn, trying to drive this straight back and see if he can make some damage.
Yeah, he's going to. Yeah, he touched.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, touched 2 of the 3 shots in the rings. And looks like they're going to replace one of the ones that was taken out of the rings, aiming for full in the 12, maybe a little bit on get to the top 8.
So 4 matchups tonight on sheet A is Team Klima from Czechia, who've had a very good event so far, very impressive, against Team Carruthers from Manitoba. On sheet B is our feature game, Team Epping with the Sudbury connection playing out of Northern Ontario against Team Jacobs. And then the other 2 games are over on the other side of the arena. That's Team Morozumi from Japan against Team Gushu on sheet E, and then on sheet F, Team Howard from Ontario against Team Retornaz from Italy. Lots of movement tonight by the look of it. Lots of curl.
So Mark Kennedy came down and drew to the top 4. And it looks like John Epping is going to play the run back again, or drill that green one back into the pile. They've thrown it a few times now, so they've got a pretty good idea of how much it's going to move. I would imagine, depending where the broom is here, it's going to be a straight back, pretty heavy hit.
Still a precise shot here, though.
Sweeping all the
Keeping
way.
it tight.
Very close. Getting both. Not quite.
So down to skip rocks here in the first end. Lots of aggression in the first end, I'd say.
I'd say so.
So that guard has gotten longer and longer with each one of these drill backs. I think he's trying to put this on the center line.
I think so. I would like to get probably split the center line, top 8 foot.
Or just even if you just crossed center, top 4, that would make it a little bit more difficult to drive it back and make it a double, but it would still be there. So no turn come around by Brad Jacobs here in the first end, attempting to lay 2.
I think they're not sweeping it, so they definitely has enough weight to get there. Now they're trying to, well, they might do a little bit of late carve here. So that's a little deeper than I think they want it to go.
It actually, I think, ended up in not a bad spot.
Maybe a foot higher might have been better.
Yes. You'd have to skinny this to make this.
It is overburied by a
Maybe
few inches.
That is overburied, yeah. I guess if he sees if he can hit that close to center line, he can pop that one straight right.
But definitely the green one will stay in the open.
It would stay in the open.
Yep.
He might not get it out of the rings, which may give Jacobs a double back. Okay, we'll see what happens.
They're trying to get this one to curl. They have to get it to the center line.
Okay, so sitting shot rock, but obviously a opportunity for two here.
Yeah, just doesn't have to get it far out of the 4 foot, just get it into the 8 foot. Looks like about hack weight here.
Looks like it's moving a little bit more tonight, so we'll keep an eye on this.
Yeah. It doesn't have to move it out of the rings, just has to get it out of the 4 foot to score 2. Out turn tap. Got to move the rock about 2 feet. Keeping it clean. Have to get to the center line to make the shot. Now they're keeping it straight. Looks pretty good. So that's 2 for Jacobs. So after the first end, Jacobs 2, Epping nothing.
It's
We'll be
moving.
back.
That's moving.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
And we're back. First rock coming down from Team Jacobs. Brad has asked Ben to put up the center guard.
Well,
maybe ask him to put it in the rings.
we were talking off air as waiting for the second end, and that was a very aggressive end by both teams. And in reality, Epping getting out of that, just giving up 2 was a pretty good result.
Yep, for sure. It could have been disastrous. Could have given up 3 or even possibly 4. They made some really nice run backs.
They did. And looks tonight, as has been all week, that the ice is very conducive to aggressive play. Lots of curl, very consistent. You give that to these kinds of teams, and this is what's going to happen. Yeah. Great.
They enjoy it.
Play. Yeah,
because you can make shots.
Yeah, great for us too as fans.
And Team Epping puts up the corner to counter that rock in the rings. Now Team Jacobs is going to throw the center guard. Needs to curl. Needs to get to the center line. Again, we're playing the 5 rock rule this week. If a rock is on the center line, it cannot be moved off the center line until the 6th rock of the end. And it looks like they got it there.
Partially exposed. Don't know if that's on the center. I think they're going to check to make sure that they both agree that it's either on or off the center line. So they made sure
They're checking it to see if it's on the center line.
Yeah. So they both agreed that
And you can't tick it. If you're trying to go around, you don't want to wreck because your rock would be
Right.
taken off.
whatever it is, they both agreed on it.
Yeah.
We're not quite sure what that is.
From here, it looks like it's touching the center line.
No issue here. Definitely by.
Not going to touch the guard. It's going to bump it back a little bit.
Great shot.
Very aggressive here. Looks like Brad wants the high guard.
Another great crowd tonight, Juha. The fan support has been incredible all weekend.
Yeah, definitely on sheet 1 and sheet 8. Looks like we got a pretty full house, and even upstairs the bleachers are full, and very appreciative crowd. Anybody I've talked to have really enjoyed the curling. They like being close to the players like this. And that is a guard, but definitely a possibility to remove both. Get it on the high side, and you might be able to drive. Get the rocks in the house to move around a bit too. So John's asked Tanner to remove those 2 yellow ones. Wants it to
Definitely over curling here.
Even with that weight, it over curled.
There's some movement. I think there's a little more movement here tonight. Just observing the first end and plus here, and it looks like it's moving a little bit more than it has.
I think they'd like this guard a little further out, probably between the home siding and the Henderson metal logos up there in the white. It would be pretty well ideal.
As you can see, as we pan out there, the incredible support of the fans here, all the way down
Same spot
on the sidelines there. Amazing crowd again tonight.
Yeah, same attempt. Trying to get rid of both those yellow rocks. Yeah, sweeping it again to keep it straight. This time, I think they've accomplished what they wanted to do. What do you think, leaning on that one, Al?
I think that's what he's looking at. I agree with that call.
Well,
or there is fine, or just out front. It's more about the angle, I think.
for sure.
They got to waste rocks out front, right? So for now, at least, we're down to vice rocks.
He definitely wants to get between the 2 green ones and be partially buried in behind.
Yeah. You do not want to over curl here. Mark Kennedy looks like he got out to the room, so just about weight and the line here.
Lots of late movement on these rocks.
That's stopping a little quick. They got to go on that. They got to keep going on that to get the angle, and I think they just barely did.
I think they did. It may be edge on edge with the green and the yellow there. think you can just see the full yellow rock.
John Epping seems to think it's still there, and I think I kind of agree with him.
Yeah, there is space between the yellow and the green guards. Not a lot. There isn't a lot of margin for error here.
So Jake Horgan trying to drill this straight back.
Trying to get it to curl.
Yeah, that's wide. They're trying.
Very close.
Just
touches.
Picked it, but still made it. Just touched it going by and still made the shot.
Just got enough curl into it. Just touches and redirects, and
it is partially open, no?
I think it is. There are two options here. I think you could play the quiet. I think there's three options. You could play the run back, could draw around the green yellow guards, or could play a soft tap on that one that's in the forefoot and roll to the right as we're looking at it. Looks like they've decided to play the run back, drill that yellow one back into the green.
Yeah, and all of those are good calls. The best, it's about execution, right?
There we go.
And a great shot.
Run back's made, but the yellow one is now fully in the open. I think that was the best outcome with the run back. You're drilling that one back.
That did curl even with that weight, right?
And Brent's sweeping that one pretty hard.
Jumping around the rocks there. Opportunity here.
You can roll either way. Both sets of guards are staggered, so they're not really usable by Team Jacob. So they're looking for a roll here somewhere. Worst case scenario would be to stay where it is. This one's moving hard too. And they are going to get a roll underneath.
Great shot.
Very good. Nice weight. Good control weight there. Just hackish. There is room to get behind it. And again, those two rocks out front are overlapped. So you can't use them to run anything back. There is the angle. There is a possibility of an angle raise on the left-hand side on the top green one.
Yeah,
if you needed it.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering maybe the other turn might be the best way to go. To kind of hide around that green one.
Yeah, for sure.
But they've opted to go with the outturn on this shot. If he makes it, I'm going to guess they're probably playing the slash in there. If he gets it totally buried on there, or they lean on it.
Yeah, they could come down on it.
So outturn draw, trying to swoop under cover there.
Looks like it's got enough weight. Being careful. Going to need it to curl. And that one is looks like it's almost probably 15/16 fully buried.
It's fully buried, but with the guards out front and the way it's curling, getting at that is not an issue.
No, again, he's got a fair amount of ice there, so he doesn't need to get it out of the rings. He just needs to move it far enough back to make his green one in the top 8-foot second shot.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Team Jacobs does if he makes this and rolls wide.
Correct. I don't think he's going to throw enough weight to do that.
So John Epping with his first rock of the second hand.
Team Epping does have the last rock this end. And like you said, it looks like it's going to be wide open. At the back. First indication was to freeze to it.
I think it's more just getting rid of it.
Yeah, I think so. Just hit and stay right there.
Looks like they'll be content to give up.
Give up the two.
Give the two up.
I think you're right, Al, though, maybe the intern was the better shot to go around that pile in the front. Got that one back just a bit. I would think that Epping is shot right now, so he just needs to draw a little better than full 8 if he wants to draw, but I think he'll be playing the tap. Pretty well the same shot that Jacobs played.
Yep. So in turn, looks like a normal hit. Lots of movement here. Just keeping it clean. Trying to make it move a bit here now for 2 points to tie this game up after the second hand. And he's made this shot. So it's 2-2 after the second hand between Team Jacobs and Epping. We'll be right back.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And we're back. Team Epping threw the first rock out front. It is not on the center line. Team Jacobs has decided to go around that green one. Trying to get some play into the rings.
So both teams have had a hammer and both have scored a multiple end with 2 points. So exciting start to this C final. One of these teams is going to move on till the quarterfinals tomorrow morning, and one will go home disappointed. So Ian McMillan throwing an in-turn draw, trying to come down on the Jacobs team. Yellow Rock sitting on top of the button. Hanging out a bit, eh?
Yeah, he's going to get it to move here at the end. Just taps it back. Brad's asking, looks like for about back 8-foot weight on this, wants to get some separation between the green and the yellow that are in the rings, but stay right in front of the green one if you can.
So 3 other games going on tonight. We'll try to keep you updated on those as the evening goes on. On sheet A, Team Klima from Czechia is up 2-1 against Team Crothers from Manitoba. And Team Retornaz from Italy is up 1-0 in their game. And Team Gushu, I can't see that one. I'm not sure what the score is on that one.
I can't see it either. I don't see anything hung up in the first, second, or third end, so.
Looks like a double peel here. That's the call.
Team Epping through the guard. And it looks like Team Jacobs is calling for an angle slash. Get rid of to clear the front. Trying to get it to curl a bit here. Didn't get rid of both. Say something else? Just say anything. Yeah. Don't worry about that. Okay.
So it's so there's one green rock in the top of the 4-foot. That would be Team Epping, and I think they're going to try to hit this to lay 2 or to lay 3 actually. So Tanner Horgan throwing an in-turn hit to lay 3 here in the third end. Trying to make this curl a bit. Definitely going to curl.
Nose hit. We're going to see a hit and roll here, possibly a double. Would like to get a couple of green ones out of here and start getting the possibility of making that back yellow one count something later in the end. Definitely a double available here.
Yes.
Even a triple if he hits it perfectly. Trying to get it to curl. Looks like they're just going to get a hit and roll into the pocket. Well, that works out quite good too.
Not a bad leave, actually.
That might have been what he was playing all along. Not a big gap between the yellow and the green one. Thinking about playing a draw here, possibly. John did tap the ice. No. Just tap that back. There's a few possibilities here. Let's see where he puts the broom. It is going to be an intern play on it, I think.
A little surprised at this, but if it's made like he's
no, maybe he's playing the back one.
okay, that
Yeah,
would make more sense.
Taking a little more ice. He's going to leave the pile alone.
On this right away, just keeping it clean there now. Now trying to make it curl a bit. So decision time here. I'm not sure what they might do here. They could hit that one top 4 and roll to the left and avoid setting up a double like that.
Yeah. Could do that.
Anywhere that way, right?
Yeah. Don't really want to move the green one that's in behind the yellow one. That's helping it right now.
Exactly. So Morozumi and Gushu are scoreless playing the third. They're now on the fourth.
Got 3. And they got the hidden roll. Looks like they got the angle. Difficult to make a double without taking out your own green one. In fact, I'd say nearly impossible.
Yeah, they had to get it over that far, right? So update Team Gushu with 3 in the third end, so 3-0 playing the fourth. So Jake Horgan.
Oof, a little bit of a bobble there.
Throwing some heat at this one. And got them both moving and out of the rings. Doesn't always have to be pretty.
They don't put pictures on the scoreboard.
Okay, great shot.
Looks like Team Jacobs is playing the run back double. Trying to drill that one, drill the top green one back. Trying to get it to curl here a bit. Not quite. But the yellow one does stick around on the extreme outside.
So a wide open end here. Not sure this is going to end up probably with a multiple score on either side. More looking like a force or a blank.
Correct. And John wants to hit this. Either stay right there. Definitely doesn't want to roll too far to set up the run back double. It's going to curl. It's going to, nope. Perfect. Stayed out there.
They've had a very impressive start to the season, this team. Won a couple of events already, including last weekend in Toronto, I believe. They won the Stu Cells. And I would say they're probably prohibitive favorites at the Northern Ontario Tankard coming up in February.
Looks like about a half a rock hit here. If you can hit about a half of it, you might be able to make the double. Brad is throwing the intern at it.
I can see the NO Tankard, with Team Bono from Thunder Bay doing so well last year. It should be an interesting provincial.
And he stuffs it. So I think we're going to see Team Epping try to get a lot of separation between. He's going to throw another rock in the rings, but he's going to try to get a lot of separation between the two green ones. Doesn't want to come in too far to leave an open hit for one. I think he'd like to force Team Jacobs to draw here, if he could. So top 12.
I didn't see the call. I'm going to guess they're probably going to try to split the rings and put this back 8, no?
It didn't indicate.
Top 12 is fine. Going at this.
Yeah, sweeping it hard. Really hard. Top 8. Nope, got it to the 4 foot.
So out-turn hit and stick for one.
Yep. I don't think you'd ever make a pass at the double.
Yeah.
Taking just a little bit more ice.
Out-turn hit and stick for one to take a 3-2 lead on third end. Trying to make it curl a bit here now.
Yeah,
and
looks like a nose hit.
They're fine.
So that's one for Team Jacobs. Score after 3 ends is Team Jacobs 3, Team Epping 2. We'll be right back.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
And we're back. Team Jacobs has thrown the center guard, touching the center line, so it cannot be moved at all. And Team Epping is throwing the, Ian McMillan's throwing the corner guard.
So the second and third ends were much different than the first end for sure.
Correct.
This one being an even end, I can maybe see a little bit more aggression on both sides here.
I think so. And Brad has asked Benny to go around that center guard. See if I can get a time on this.
So Ben Ebert trying to get this around with an in-turn draw. Trying to get around that yellow guard that's on the center line that cannot be removed. Weight looks good. Top four.
Fully buried.
And game on. John Epping deciding to go with the out turn.
Looking for about 4 feet plus of curl. This one's way out there, but does have a lot of late movement, but
coming there now.
It's coming hard.
A little bit more curl on that side, maybe. Great shot.
Brad staying with the out turn on Brent's shot. They want to come right down to that green Epping rock.
Yelled out T-line, so they're trying to slow this rock down
a lot further.
Now I think they're trying to get it.
It might work out. A little heavy, I think.
Well, that's a plan B plus, I think.
Yeah, see a smile on Brad's face there.
Definitely heavy on that one.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
they made the best of.
That would have been back four at least.
Yeah.
And they're throwing the Epping's throwing the out, asking Tanner to make the out turn draw again.
Yeah.
He actually had a little bit less ice than he had on the.
That was a little in out for sure.
Here goes. This one looks like the same path as the previous green one that's in the rings. Could be a little heavy though.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's a little track down there. But that was in out, and it was heavy.
Yeah, that was definitely back four weight. Just hack weight. I think Brad touched his hand to his belly, and I think that's their call for hack weight. Like to get an inside roll, get past the nose of this and get inside. There is a fair amount of space there to do that. I think they're going to have to watch the curl here, though. If it breaks too early on them, they won't be able to hold it.
Well, those two draws look like they tracked down there a bit. They were heavy, but you do want to get inside on this.
With extra weight, it should hold. And a beautiful shot.
Great shot.
That was more akin to board, I think. That weight. Have to watch it here on the replay. While we're watching the replay, it looks like John has asked Tanner to drill the yellow one back.
And Tanner can throw it hard and accurate. That one there, over curling.
Didn't get the.
Did get it
out.
off the center line, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. And Brad's going to replace that guard. See if he stays with the out turn. Actually marks in turn.
I will say all 4 games are almost finished the 4th end here, moving along.
Yep.
And I think time clocks have really helped move this whole thing around. So we don't have 3-hour games, right? So
Yeah, each team is given 33 minutes of thinking time to play the game. And there are 2 1 minute, 30-second timeouts. This is a guard. Brad was asking for a guard. They needed to move. They need to get it to the center line.
that does have to go. Rock placement is so important. That was great right there.
Looked like they're playing the out turn drill back. I think that was the indication by John, asking Jacob to.
This end is kind of reminiscent of the first end. So
Correct. No.
Ends 1 and 4 have been similar. Ends 2 and 3 were similar. Team Epping made great run backs to kind of get themselves out of situations, and they'll need that right here.
These are really precise because if you get it off nose either side a little bit, you may not hit anything.
What a shot.
What a shot. That was a great shot. Got rid of 2 yellows and kept their green in the rings.
The Horgan boys can certainly throw it hard and accurate. Good sweeping. Great line call. Great result. Half open, so it's exposed. This looks like about a hack waiter to try to lay 2 late in this 4th end.
Yeah, it needs to move it out of the rings, or at least almost all out of the rings to be line 2.
Mark Kennedy with an in turn. Definitely moving on this one.
Yeah, Ben was indicating that he had a lot of weight.
A little bit more than hack, isn't it, eh?
Definitely has movement at the end. He's going to get it. If you make the hit and roll, you might get the double as well. So quite a turnaround here.
Yeah, he's definitely got to roll this to the center line side.
Don't know if it's going to jam if he makes the roll. Probably will.
With that ice, I think he'd be okay, because it looks like he's probably playing a little bit firmer weight. Trying to hit about 3/4 of this crossing the rock. A little heavy, they're saying.
Trying to hold it. It's still exposed.
Just missed the roll, eh?
Looks like the same shot they just played on Marks. They're taking a little less ice. Typically, Brad takes a little less ice than the rest of the guys. He does have that little bit of an in-out motion when he throws.
Oh, turn. Board weight.
Watching it all the way down. Now they want it to curl. And it does. And they do get the roll. And it stays in the rings. So Jacob's lying 2. 1 on the tee line, 1 at the back 8 foot on the left-hand side.
So somebody will be scoring this end.
John could ignore those 2 yellow ones and just draw, and looks like that's what he's going to do.
And the reasoning, I think, is he's going around his own, right?
Yep, that's correct. And as long as he isn't too deep, that will prevent making that hack weight hit on John's rock that he's throwing right now. Let's see what happens. A little further out. It's about almost a foot out into the 12 foot with ice here, throwing the in-turn.
Well out there, but it will finish.
Oh, this is definitely going to finish. Nice weight. Doesn't want to be too deep.
And exactly what he wanted.
Yeah. Fully buried.
I wonder if you can chase that. Probably not. You'd have to squeeze it by the guard to make that with back circle weight. Very precise shot.
Yeah.
You could try to drill it back. And try to make the double. Or loop it around everything.
Looking at the drill back. Trying to get rid of the green one that's in the rings and then get rid of the green one that you hit. You can see a sliver of that green one from the other hack. Looks like he's going to play the run back. Didn't indicate a turn here.
It is probably the easiest shot.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the in-turn.
But still a difficult one for sure.
Yeah. Whoops. Regroup. Reload. Looks like just needs to be a little bit on the low side. So it has to just cross center to make the run back and get both greens out.
So a big shot here. In turn, attempting to make a double, about a 10, 11 foot double.
Looks like it's close.
And
nope.
he jammed it.
And jammed it. Needed to curl another inch. So John has a draw for 2 here. He just threw the same draw, so it should be very makeable. In-turn draw needs a full in the 8 foot to score 2. Looks like it's going to stop on the tee line. So that's 2 for Team Epping. So after 4 ends, the score is Team Epping 4 and Team Jacobs 3. We'll be right back.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Okay, we're back. Just taking a quick look at the crowd here. Good amount of people. First rock of the end was center guard thrown by Team Epping, and Team Jacobs threw one around that center guard. It's partially open. There's a good panoramic view of sheets A to C. Our fan zone on sheet 1, or sheet 1 of our club, and we do have refreshments out on the ice. And Team Epping is trying to follow down the first rock of Team Jacobs. Looks like it's a little bit out there. Trying to get at the car, carving it over to move it. They moved it a little bit. Looks like the green is almost fully open. Looks like it's edge on edge with the green one that's out front. Sweeping it hard to keep it straight. Want to make sure they don't tick that one in the front. Trying to move that green one out of the rings, and nice shot by Ben.
Great shot. So 4 games on tap tonight. Of course, these are all C qualifiers. The winners of these games tonight will move on and play at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Team Rotornaz from Italy is up 1-0 against Team Howard. Team Gushu is up 3-0 against Morozumi from Japan. And the game right beside us here tonight, Team Carruthers is up 4-2 against Team Klima. So we'll keep you apprised of how those games are going as we go through the evening.
And Team Epping just cleared the guard that was out front and rolled over for a very wide corner guard, just guarding about a foot of the 12-foot on the left-hand side.
Is your chat line up there, Juha?
Yes, it is. We've got a few people out there. I'd like to know where they're from. If you don't mind, let us know where you're chatting from.
We are pleased to say that today the Henderson Medal Fall Classic broke records on Curling Zone for viewership, so we're excited about that. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in, everybody around the world, wherever you are.
And it looks like Team Epping is going to try. I'm assuming this is a drill back now, not a clear. That's just an assumption. We'll see what happens here.
A little high.
Little high. Gets one. But they do have a green center guard now.
They are very good at those. Yeah, I think it's time to spread these rocks around.
I think so. Yeah, they're going to go around that very wide corner guard. It is not their color, but you can sink one in there. You'll be lying two.
Yeah, it's not even about getting it. I think it's just about separating these rocks,
For sure.
right? So
For sure. Be nice to get around it.
Sure. So Brent Gallant trying to get out-turn draw, at least partially buried around that corner guard.
Yep.
More importantly, it's the separation of the two rocks in the rings.
Yeah, definitely wants it in the rings. They're sweeping this one pretty hard.
That's pretty awesome there.
Yeah, very good shot. Fully buried. And looks like Epping is going to counter that with a draw to the rock that's in the that's touching the button, the Jacob's rock. So it looks like, well, unless something miraculous happens between now and the end of the end, it looks like there's going to be somebody scoring.
So
hello, Diane Wilson from southern Manitoba and Merle from Burlington. And Rory McLeod from Dryden, Ontario, Ian's uncle. Glad to have you here. Leanne Oak from St. Albert, Alberta. Jay Part from Calgary, Alberta. Great. Nice to have you here. And the draw has been made. It's going to move that yellow one a little bit.
They can go either turn here.
I think I would prefer, Mark's in turn. I think the intern's the shot. I think you just like to lean on it. I don't think you want to move it.
I think they're trying to move this.
I think they're trying to get it out with the ice that he has.
Yeah. Even if they got it open and saved all three in the rings. They're trying to take this guard away, right?
Yeah. It's definitely a removal ice there. Looks like he'd be throwing about a hack weight at this.
Just amazing curling conditions here to make shots like this. Makes it so much fun to watch, and it's great fun for the players, I'm sure.
See if I can get a time on this.
In turn, looks like about hack weight. It will move. So keeping it straight for now. Going hard at this. Got to go on this. That's going to tick.
Get it to the rings? Nope.
Maybe a little light, eh?
Yeah, just a bit. Probably that was back 8. I'm guessing back 8, back 12 weight. Needed probably another 4 or 5 feet of weight. So what John's doing here. Interesting call. He's going to go around that rock that Team Jacobs ticked over to the corner.
So this call here basically is trying to cancel out that one that is buried around on the 12 foot. Lay first and third.
And we have Heidi Huber from Peterborough watching, Cheryl Laporte from Lumbee, BC, and we have Hugh Widdop coming in from Queensland, Australia, having morning coffee. Hugh, when did you curl? We may have played against you, or I may have played against you at some point in time.
So draw made. Again, that maybe a chase here, even though it's buried.
Could run it back as well. I think that's the call. They're going to run that high green one back into the other green one, and hopefully get both green ones moving and get them, the one that's in the rings out of the rings and the one they're hitting out of the rings as well.
This is a big shot here, actually.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's
great
well
shot
done.
Great shot by Mark. Got the drill back. Got rid of both greens. You'll see it on the replay here. While we're watching the replay, see John is.
Yeah, Mark's last shot there. It was important for that to happen, to keep the deuce in play here.
That's right.
They may do it again, but at least it's their rock being drilled back this time. So kind of a tricky situation for both teams.
And we have Alex from Quesnel, BC. Anita from Winnipeg Beach. And Petrus Hall from Kenora. He's saying, go Northern Ontario. But seems odd to have John playing for us. Taking a long time talking about this.
Talking about hitting their own, or
Could
A2?
be talking about tapping it. Could even be talking about tapping it. It's
no, tapping it. I'm not sure what that does.
No, well,
you're leaving it.
You're right. Probably a hit. If you hit it right, you might be able to get the green that's in the rings right now to spill. I think that's what he's doing. I think they were talking about how do they keep that green one in play so it outcounts the yellow one on the side.
They could do the same shot they just did by coming around that yellow guard, right?
Yeah, they could. Definitely wants to save his shooter and that green one that's in the rings. I think that was the discussion.
Sure.
No guard.
No.
Accomplished what he wanted to do. Kept both green ones in the rings.
Double maybe there. Not sure you can hold a shooter.
Good freeze to that back green one. That is an opportunity to do that. You will be shot if you do freeze to that back green one. No, looks like he's going to hit it. Interesting call. It will be well behind the tee line. I didn't see an indication there. Do you think he's trying to get to the nose, or?
Well, I feel like at the end of it all, that they think that there will be a double opportunity for two at the end of this end for the next shot. So I don't know if he's trying to just nose this or roll it in behind the other green at the top of the 4. We'll see how they call this on the sweep. So out turn, down the center line.
Say it's a little heavy.
Weight.
Looks like it's a little heavy. It's really
curling now.
Yeah, it's a nose hit. I think that's what they were playing all along. Hello, Carol from Port Elgin. And we have a Bella from Ste.Marie. Is thanking for us for our commentating. Thank you very much.
So I think what I'm seeing here is trying to roll this.
Definitely want to roll to the right as we're looking at it from the overhead.
Well over.
Well over. I don't think if you roll to the left, you're going to leave a double. If you're going to roll to the left, you'd have to roll.
And even rolling to the center line, they would leave a double, right?
Yeah.
So trying to roll this as far as they can to lay second and take an opportunity away to try to score 2 here.
A nose hit wouldn't be all that bad. The double is it's a thick double.
Making contact is no issue. It's about making the right sweep call here.
It's a nose hit. Yeah, definitely a double available there.
It is available. You needed to roll that further, right?
Nose hit gives you 1. I think. If we can get an overhead here. There we go. Yeah, it looks like a nose hit gives you 1. If you get it just off nose, just a little bit on the high side, they're throwing the intern at this, you'll make the double.
Looks like half a rock.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
A big shot here in the 5th end of this C qualifier between Team Jacobs and Team Epping. Opportunity to get 2 here, take a 5-4 lead after 5. Got to hit this about half a rock.
To answer the question that Pete Cormier asked, all the losing teams that are playing right now, they all go home. So all the winning teams will win the C event and go to the championship final.
Trying to make this carve a bit. It is close, but jamming.
And that's a steal of 1.
So after 5 ends of play, Team Epping is up 5-3. We'll be right back.
Running the sanctuary absolutely brings me peace. The work is 100% cathartic for me. You know, I find myself getting tied up in it and being busy, and then it's really nice just to sit, breathe in life, and it's beyond zen.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, It is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
And we're back. Team Epping threw the first rock into the house, right on the button. And Team Jacobs is putting up the corner. So corner guard, that cannot be removed. Again, we're playing the 5-rock rule here during the tournament. And if you can get a rock on the center line in the free guard zone, it cannot be moved.
So a big miss there back in the 5th end. Produced a steal of 1. But lots of curling to go here, playing the 6th end in the C qualifier at YNCU Curling Center in Sault Ste. Marie. Henderson Medal Fall Classic. Thanks for everybody out there tuning in, watching this great curling. And all the fans that have come out and watched all the games all weekend here at the club.
And Team Jacobs has decided to throw the other corner. So they'll have 2 corner guards. They're going to be eventually moving those 2 rocks, those 2 green rocks that are in the 4-foot and on the button. They're going to be moving them around at some point in time and hopefully getting a roll with their rocks behind those 2 corner guards. Trying to get the 2 yellow ones parallel so that there's no double available. And John's asking for a guard now.
Well, we've watched this team today, and I think their preference has been playing the corner guard game.
Yep.
They seem to have more success. So we'll see what this end brings.
It's a really good guard. Fully covers the 2 rocks in the rings.
So I like this call here.
Yeah, just move some rocks around.
On this surface, this is makeable and can put some pressure on the other team if you make it, especially with the right angle.
Yeah,
right?
They're definitely looking at would like back circle weight on this.
Yeah.
You have to move 80 pounds of granite. And Doug and Wilma are watching from Listowel. This looks a little light, but it will be in front of both greens. Could have used a little more weight. And John's just going to follow that down. We're going to have a few rocks in play this end.
Yeah, it would have been helpful with a little more weight for sure there.
Would have liked to have freed up that back yellow one, back green one.
Yes, moved it like through the back 4 into the 8-foot.
And this one looks like it's going to be where John wanted it. He's in front of the yellow one. Should be able to get at least 3 rocks moving here. Don't know if you'll get all green ones out, but pretty well just a hair off nose. Drive it back, drill that green one into the pile. Nope, no contact. I think we'll see John replace that guard. Good guess.
Yeah, not the best there. You've got rid of the guard a bit, but again, it's one more shot gone without creating any damage. So up the guard goes again.
They want to update on the returner score. I can, from where I'm sitting, I can see that the score is 3-3 after 6. Fifth end was a blank.
A little higher, which is always good.
Which is what he wanted, and they're going to play that same run back.
Need to make some granite move here.
Just needs to hit it slightly on the high side. Throwing Mark's intern at this. Just need to hit it just a hair off center. Not much, though.
That's over curling. So definitely momentum on Team Epping's side here.
For sure.
Making great shots, executing their shots. And Team Jacobs definitely in trouble here. Already down 2 points, playing 6.
On sheet A, Team Klima is playing Team Carruthers, and they just scored 1 in the 6th end, so it's 5-4 Team Carruthers over Team Klima. Starting to get a lot of rocks out front here. Looks like they're playing that same run back. Needs to make contact in the rings.
That one there definitely needs to curl.
Still no contact.
And the angles are getting really ugly out front too.
All the yellow ones on the left-hand side are all overlapped, so they're not really useful. You can run either one of those 2 yellows in on the right-hand side. As we're looking at it now, I'm talking about the 2 yellows that are on the left. And John's just going to replace that guard again. I would think higher the better.
I would say too, yeah, obviously, because the longer it is, the longer that rock has to travel to hit that mess in the 4-foot, right? So, and it is longer. Line's great.
And they're going to play that same run back. And this one's even a little bit longer than the previous ones. And he's throwing looks like he's throwing the intern at it.
Dead on the nose, Juha?
Pretty well. I think he should do it. And he's on this one.
Not good.
No, definitely not good. Epping, it looks like they're lying 1 and 2. Didn't quite get that back green one to move far enough.
And it separated the greens, so there's no angles.
Can't do anything on the way we're looking right now. There, you can't do anything on the left-hand side with those red one, the green, the yellow ones that are out there.
Yeah. To be honest, this shot here is almost meaningless. I mean, it doesn't really matter where he puts it.
The only thing that Jacob's going to have left is those 2 yellow ones.
Exactly.
On the left-hand side that you're looking at.
He's covering a hole that is not even usable anyway, right?
I agree with you 100%. He can throw this one at the boards and say
Yeah,
good luck.
This is for percentages, and we're not doing that here.
I can't see how they can score.
No, this is damage control, I think, to try to keep the score down to 1 instead of 2.
Yeah.
I don't think they could get shot.
They might.
Maybe
they
if
might.
if they just crossed it, they might get a little roll, but
yeah, it would be. I think he'd get shot. There is enough space between the yellow and the green one at the top of the 4 foot to get that yellow one to be shot. This is kind of the game here. So. Yeah,
good.
Definitely the game. Well,
steal of 2. It's now 7-3 Team Epping. After 6, we'll be back.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And we're back. Team Epping threw the first rock in the just in front of the button, and Team Jacobs counters with the corner guard. Now John has asked Ian to draw right down to the one that's in the top 4 foot. A quick update across the sheets. It's after 6 on sheet A between Klima and Carruthers. Carruthers leads 5-4. On sheet F, the score is tied 3-3, and on sheet E, the score is tied 4-4.
So just a reminder to everybody out there that we will have live action here at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow with the quarterfinals. We know we have 4 teams already through, and 4 more will be determined this evening. So please join us for quarterfinal action here at YNCU Curling Center at the Henderson Meadow Fall Classic. Draw times tomorrow, 8:30 for quarterfinals. Semifinals are at 12:30, and the final will be at 4 p.m. So Team Epping has played a great game tonight.
Yes, they have.
They
made great shots.
Executed guards. They've made drillbacks with very precise accuracy. Played a great game so far.
That one's a little deep.
So a double corner.
Brad's asking Brent to go around that. I think we'll see a lot of peeling from here on in.
You get this round here. It does bring in a multiple end score. In the 7th here, they need at least 2 to move this along to the 8th end. But need to obviously execute. Looks like they're just going to squeeze this by. So a good shot by Brent. Well done.
Fully buried. I think this is a straight peel here. I don't think he's trying to make a double peel. Yeah, straight peel.
Not sure what the call is. I think probably trying to loop around everything here.
Yes, trying to get to the back 8 foot, back 12.
So in turn, trying to get around both those green rocks that are on the center line in the rings.
Yeah. This is not a normal shot. You normally don't try to throw too many draws to the back 12 foot. This one looks like it's over curling. No, they're going to get it by. Just.
Two excellent shots by Brent.
And it looks like John's going to try the drill back here. He's taking a little less ice than he had on his first one. Asking Jake to make this one.
Straight peel.
Straight peel, which is fine.
So I think I saw Brad go up and tap that one on the top 8 foot, maybe trying to move it behind the yellow one.
Correct, and then
roll up over in front of the other green one on the other side.
I think they're just talking about weight, looking at time.
And now it looks like they've decided to actually remove this rock and make a straight hit and roll.
I think so. Maybe trying to get all.
Oh, I see. They're going down. They're playing in turn.
Yep.
No, out turn. Oh, they're replacing the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. That'll work too. Looks like a lot of weight. Looks like a ton of weight. Ton of fun. Yeah, little too aggressive there.
So a double opportunity here for Jake. Lots of rotation.
Double is not made.
First mistake of the game.
Or at least this end.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to hit that front green one now. I think I heard someone say normal weight. Mark's throwing his out turn at it.
So this is a huge shot here.
Gets
a
rid
good
of both
shot.
greens.
So laying first, third, and fourth, I believe you are.
Yep. Looks like there's going to be a score this end. Some type of score. No. First, third, and fourth. The green one at the back is wide open. One yellow is buried behind the green corner, which is just touching the rings.
So I'm not sure. I think looking at it, looks like a straight back double there. Or they could play the...
We're going to have a little conversation here.
Yeah.
See which one they want to play. The yellows are definitely spread out a little bit.
There's the short run, right, on the left-hand side of the...
Yep.
And that's what they're kind of looking at. It's probably the easiest shot. I mean, at this point, it's giving up a deuce is probably...
It's okay.
Would be awesome, yeah.
Yep. Try and avoid the 3 at all costs. That's what I thought they played. Hit that top one. Just bang that through the hole. Don't want to put it onto your own green one. You think they're trying a double here?
I think so. It's just a little high side. Trying to make it curl. And makes
That's a
it.
great shot.
I'm going to say that was probably plan B, but that's okay. So I'm best case scenarios a deuce here.
Yeah. And with the 5-rock rule and the no tick on the center line, a steal of 2 is definitely still a possibility.
Seven 4 Team Carruthers from Manitoba coming home against Team Klima, so they're in good shape. Looks like Team Gushu got 2 in the 7th to go up 6-4 against Team Morozumi from Japan.
Can't see. They still haven't finished the 7th end on the...
No, but looking over there, it looks like Team Retornaz has got Team Howard in a little bit of trouble. So John Epping with an intern hit.
Just trying to make this yellow one go away. So we get to keep it straight. Hits and rolls out.
And a draw for 2.
Just need a little better than being full in the paint to score 2. And Brad's throwing his intern. Just needs to hit paint on this. Anywhere between the top 12 and the back 12. Looks like it'll stop. So that's 2 for Team Jacobs. So going into the 8th end, it's Team Epping 7, Team Jacobs 5, and we'll be right back.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
And we're back. Team Jacobs threw up that long center guard, and they're going to throw up another guard. This one's going to be, they're going to try to get maximum spacing between the two yellows, and Team Epping came right into the rings, touching the button. So this is going to be a short guard.
So 8 perfect rocks and maybe a chance, but Team Epping's played a great game here tonight, and we'll see what unfolds as draw 12 comes to an end, and we end up determining who the 8 teams that will be left standing trying to become champion of the Henderson Metal Fall Classic for 2024. 4 teams already qualified. Team Dunstone, Team Hostley, Team Keene, and Team McEwen, and 4 more tonight. So all 4 are coming and playing the A10 here right now, and we'll know shortly the results of that.
Team Epping is coming down on the rock they had put into the 4-foot, touching the button. So they're trying to get on top of the one they had there. Nice shot.
Yeah, Ian McMillan's made everything tonight.
Yep.
Rock placement has been bang on.
I think Brad's trying to create a pocket here. He'd like to tap that a little bit, get that green one moving to the, as you're watching it here on the screen, moving it to the right, if at all possible. Again, trying to move some rocks around here. I think he's got lots of weight. Needs to curl hard. That's a ton of weight.
Starting to go a bit now.
I don't think it's going to get there.
Maybe a chip off, eh?
Yeah. No, needed to be a little tighter to. I think. I don't think John wants to stay there. I think he wants to just hit and rip that right out of there and roll out himself. No advantage of hitting and staying there, or hitting and rolling in behind.
No, it's elimination of rocks here now. All right.
Sure. It's a rip and roll. Need to play this really, really tight. They need to kind of jiggle those 2 green ones around if at all possible, or at least one of the green ones. Nice shot.
Out turn, and they're working on this one. Need to get it by.
Pretty close.
I think that's racking.
Yep. Couple different shots here. He can just play the straight peel. He could play the hit and roll to the center line. But I think he's playing the straight peel. I think that's what he's called from Tanner here.
Looks like it.
No. Maybe it was the peel all along.
I don't think so. I think it was just tight there,
Yeah,
right?
you think so? Yeah.
But you know what? Not a bad result.
Just hack. Looked like Brad just called for hack weight on this. He was tapping his belly.
So I'm not sure if he's trying to get underneath here or hitting it on the nose.
Either one is good. Either one is good. He's trying to get underneath. Needed to curl a bit more to get underneath.
Yeah. Best case scenario would to be laying 3 and
Make him make something.
Yeah.
And we have a final on sheet A. Team Crothers ran Team Klima out of rocks. And no score in the 8th end. So the final score in that game is 7-4. So Team Crothers advances to the championship round. And Team Klima had a great week here. Played really, really well. They had some really good games.
Sadly, I think they lost the A, B, and C final.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but a great showing and a great future for that team.
I think John asked for a hit and a little bit of a roll in behind. I think that's the call. Hit and roll in behind your own yellow one.
So they're trying to steal 2 here. I think that green rock is actually their helper, right? So I'm not sure why you'd want to get rid of that. Coming around the corner guard might be more helpful, but they're going to try to make this hit and roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, yeah. This one has to get to the center line. Looks like it's going to be...
and over curling.
They did get the roll, partially open.
So 1st and 3rd. Again, it's about eliminating rocks.
Yeah,
here.
I think he's going to hit the open one. I don't think
there is a chance to slash the both out of there, right? So. It's thin, but it's there.
Yeah. I think he's just more worried about making something go away here. I don't think he needs to make the double. Very nice. Excellent shot.
So down to 2 rocks left, have to score both of them. Going to try to sink this one around their own guard. Kind of looking at the front now and see if maybe there's a split, right?
I think there's 2 calls here, maybe 3. Draw around the yellow one. You could hit and roll off the green one and try to get behind the cover as well. That eliminates any greens that are in the rings. Or you could play the split. It is close enough that you could play the split, but
So then I saw him tapping back 12 foot around the green. Definitely desperate times here. Okay.
so I don't know if that's a hit or a draw.
I'm not sure either. So maybe
know after
they're
he throws it.
trying to make this hit and roll. A straight draw around the corner, right?
I think so, yeah. Anywhere around the corner. Got to get it to curl some.
So shot made, and they're going to walk up and peel that guard off.
Won't have any cover left once he peels the guard.
Just taking a look over onto sheet E between Gushu and Morozumi, and it looks like they're down to skip rocks there. With Gushu being up by 2. We'll keep you posted on that one. And
a straight peel here by John. And he makes it.
Coming down to the end on sheet F as well.
So we're going to make John look at 2 here. So unless something catastrophic happens here, I think Team Epping will win this game. I'm sure they'll be cleaning it all the way down.
And Team Retornaz is just 1 over on sheet F. So they have qualified, beating Team Howard. And it looks to us like Team Epping is going through on the seaside as well, and a well-played game by them. So congrats to those 3 teams that are through.
And to remind everybody, quarterfinals are at 8:30 tomorrow morning. And we'll see you back then.
Thanks for joining us.
I know.